It's on? Oh, hello. Hello, this is Calvin, and today I'd like to introduce you to the second in a series of 8 different speeches. So last time we looked at the first speech, we saw how I freestyled with the personal story that I had to add in. This time I'm going to try not to memorize anything. So let's see how the speech form is going to go. Get excited. Thank you. Good afternoon, I'm Calvin Ramsson, a holistic nutritionist and a conscious consumer. Before I begin today, I'd like to get a feel for who here has heard the words gluten-free before. Great. Now I want you to keep your hands up only if you consciously avoid gluten as part of your diet. Awesome. Thank you. So for those of you who don't know, gluten is a protein that is found in wheat, barley, sometimes oats through cross-contamination, and other grains. It's never really found in fruits, vegetables, meat, or any of these other food groups. And if you are celiac or you're sensitive to gluten, then you shouldn't eat these foods because they will make you ill and they will have detrimental effects on you. However, if you're neither of those things, really shouldn't matter. However, the food producers and the marketers have figured out a way to convince us that gluten-free equals healthy. And I'm going to show you today that that's just not true. Several months ago, I was doing some research and I went to a few grocery stores to see what kind of gluten-free breads are available on the market that are actually good for you. And to my surprise, I found that about 80 to 90% of them were actually not great alternatives at all. To get the real feel of bread, they need to add a lot of fillers, a lot of ingredients, and it's really high sodium and sugar to get that taste of real bread. Therefore, if you're simply switching from real bread to gluten-free just on the basis of getting a healthy diet, not a good idea. If you are celiac, there are a few products out there that are usually done by smaller companies that are actually pure and good for you, and you should really just eat a little bit of them anyways. It also surprises me how they label these products as well. So for example, I was working at Whole Foods Market about a year ago, and I was handling a box of dates, just the fruit dates. And on the very top, it said in very bold letters, gluten-free, and then organic, and then dates. So the first thing that catches my attention is gluten-free. Why should that matter with fruit? To the consumer, it shouldn't really matter, right? But what they're doing is they're selling you, they're preying on your emotions that gluten-free is healthy. So compared to the banana and the apple and all the other fruit around it, dates is the product that you should be buying, and you should be buying a lot more of it because it's good for you. So that's just triggering that emotion, even though a fruit would never have gluten in it whatsoever, unless it's processed, of course. It's not just gluten-free. The industry does that with a lot of different things. I want to paint a picture for you. All of you, close your eyes right now. I want you to picture a red barn, grass field, a wooden fence with chickens running around, pecking at the worms, the sun rays, and I want you to picture the words, free range. You can open your eyes now. I'll bet that you all painted a very similar picture, a positive picture, a good thing, the natural environment for chickens to be in, right? So I researched this topic and I looked into the Free Range Association, and what I found out is shocking. You only have to have an access of 5 minutes, minimum 5 minutes a day for your chickens outside the barn to be certified as free range. That's it. You let them out for 5 minutes, they come back in, you're now certified free range for your poultry, for your eggs. That's not the picture they paint on the packages. That's not the picture they paint for us as consumers when we see their marketing and their advertisements. That's very deceiving. Just like the gluten-free, free range, fat-free, the words natural, which are unregulated, are many of the ways that they try and get you. There are several things you can do to avoid these things. The first thing I want you to do is read the back of the package. So when you look at, don't look at the front where they're selling you all their ideas. Look at the back. Look at the calories. Most importantly, look at the ingredients. Here's a clue. If you can't spell it or pronounce it, don't eat it. There's no point. There's no dextrose tree on your front lawn. So it's not really a food. Don't eat it. The next thing you can do is you can actually contact these companies. I've contacted several food producers, and they've actually given me the information I'm looking for. Sometimes it even hurts them because the information is negative, but you'll be surprised. A lot of them will actually reply to you and give you the information you want. And the last thing I want you to do is make sure that you vote with your dollar. Because every time you purchase a product, you're voting for that company to be more successful. And you're not voting for the company that's trying to deceive you, right? So you vote with your dollar, you buy the products for the companies that are doing the right thing. And if you really want to be a rebel and if you want to be a good Samaritan, every time you walk at the grocery store, I want you to flip those packages to other ways so that they're looking at the right information first and not the marketing. Thank you very much. I'm Calvin Ramsson. Thank you for watching session 3 of...
Do you have permission to film in here?
Just going.
Well, thank you for watching session 3 of the gluten-free speech.
Do you have permission to film in here?
From
The owner?
No, who's the owner?
I think we better get somebody down here.
Cool. Well, we might meet the owner of the Party Bazaar. This is actually quite interesting and bizarre, if I may say so much.
So thanks a lot to the Party Bazaar. They were very nice people. They hosted us there. Maybe they didn't want that. We didn't meet the boss, unfortunately. He was not fast enough, so maybe he was drinking some coffee back in the office there. Thanks a lot, Party Bazaar.
Yeah, thank you, Party Bazaar, for throwing me a little off my introduction to the fourth speech, but that's okay. A challenge is always good. This is such a fun place, as you can see. I wish we had our friend here to share these memories with, but she ran back inside. Hopefully we see her again real soon. Thank you, Party Bazaar. Hello and welcome to the landmark of Canadian coffee, Tim Hortons in Vancouver. We just had a very interesting experience at the Party Bazaar where we weren't very welcome, but it looks like we're a lot more welcome here. These guys are very Canadian, especially on a day like this where we have the Canadian elections. So I want to talk to you about session 3, which you just watched, the gluten-free session. It was really interesting to do something that you know a lot about. And so I did something where I have a lot of passion about food and nutrition, therefore the gluten-free topic. There was a little bit too much pacing. As you can see, I was moving back and forth from side to side, which was making people a little bit uncomfortable. So sometimes maybe that's not such a good thing. So next time I'm going to try to stay a little bit more put, but still make the eye contact as necessary. The other thing was the shirt wasn't tucked in right, so the appearance maybe wasn't perfect, but I felt very comfortable with the topic that I was speaking about compared to the last ones. For the next one, you're going to be seeing me do a little bit of a demo. I'm demonstrating something which you should get excited about. So it's something that I'm also passionate about, and I look forward to share that with you as well. Thank you for watching today. Cheers.